Good morning, Maria.
Good morning.
Do you feel like you're on Oprah?
Maybe.
So happy Earth Day.
Happy Earth Day.
April 22nd has been designated as Earth Day since 1970. So tell us why we celebrate Earth Day.
According to National Geographic, it's a day to honor the achievements of the environmental movement. But more importantly, it's a day to raise awareness of the need to protect Earth's natural resources for future generations. Personally, I think we've moved past the time for just raising awareness. Now it's time to do something about it, to take an active role as caretakers of this amazing Earth that we've been gifted. I'm pleased to see that Siloam is doing just that, taking action. As Catherine pointed out, we have already accomplished a lot, and we will continue our efforts to reduce our energy use with the goal of cutting it back by 30% or more. This is something we can be proud of. As a community of faith, we're working together not only as a congregation, but also alongside many other United Churches of Canada to be good stewards of God's world. But we all need to do more. I believe that every single one of us has a role to play to combat climate change.
So sometimes I think, well, I'm only one person, so how can I make a difference?
Every little thing you do is important and can result in a big impact. Here are 3 reasons that I believe this is true. 1, social change is built on a foundation of individual practice. So everything you do affects others around you. When people see what you are doing, it makes them think about what they are doing, and this creates a snowball effect. Those people change their actions, which in turn inspires others to change theirs, and before you know it, a few individuals can begin to change broader opinions. Once there's a shift in public opinion, it can affect the decisions made by government and industry. A good example of this is the switch from plastic shopping bags to reusable cloth shopping bags. 30 years ago, when I began to refuse plastic bags and brought my own cloth bags, I was in the minority. Slowly, more people began to use reusable bags, and now the government has banned single-use shopping bags. 2, people often act their way to better thoughts rather than think their way to better actions. Sometimes it's not so much the little things you do that make a difference as the way it changes how you think. The cumulative effect of all those actions is helping you to become more earth conscious. And you learn to earth strategize. What does that mean? When you earth strategize, you take time to think about what might protect our environment or what might harm it before you act on anything. 3, you have immense power as a consumer. The law of supply and demand is a powerful tool. If enough people choose to buy environmentally responsible products, then the manufacturers will supply them to us. An example of this is litterless lunches. In the early 90s, I expect my kids weren't particularly happy about having a litterless lunch at school, being, in the minority again, even if their mom was the green lady. Back then, I cobbled together Tupperware cups, containers, and made my own cloth lunch bags to carry them in. Now, there's quite a selection of litterless lunch packs available to purchase. Other examples are solar panels and heat pumps. 20 years ago, you probably never heard of a heat pump or heat exchanger. Now, you're likely familiar with the term, and in fact, they're being installed in this church. Finally, if you need proof that one person can make a big difference, look at Swedish teenager Greta Thunberg and our own David Suzuki. You and I may not be a Greta or a David, but we can make our voices heard. Here's a personal story. Way back in the 80s, the curling club that we belonged to used plastic disposable cups at the bar regularly and often used disposable dishes at social events. I was horrified by the bags and bags of garbage being produced on a daily basis. So I wrote a letter to the curling club's monthly newsletter. The following season, there were 2 new dishwashers in the club, one at the bar and one in the kitchen. And to this day, reusable glasses and dishes are used on a regular basis. Now, I doubt my letter alone caused those changes to happen, but I like to think it helped to get the ball rolling. I believe that each one of us has an enormous amount of power and influence, and together we can bring about positive change. First, we need to become aware of what we're doing to harm the earth. Next, we need to start changing our habits and making wiser choices. Then, we need to make use of our power as a consumer, as an informer, and as an advocate.
So where do we begin?
2 seconds. Let's go back to Earth strategizing. Whatever the activity, there's an Earth-friendly way to do it. And the more you do it, the easier it becomes. For my husband and I, it's been a way of life for many years. And here's what we do. We reduce waste, and I put pictures up to help entertain you. We reduce waste by using the 3 R's: reduce, reuse, and recycle. And I talked about that last time I was here. Briefly, don't buy what you don't need. Refuse to buy disposable products, and buy quality products that will last a long time. I plan our meals to reduce food waste, and any food waste that there is composted. We protect and conserve our precious water supply. Did you know you could be drinking Shakespeare's bathwater? As crazy as that sounds, the point is we can't make new water. It's a non-renewable resource. The water that is on this earth is all that we have. So at my house, we use natural, biodegradable cleaning products and laundry products to help keep the water clean. We conserve water by not using treated water. And by this, I mean tap water. If you think about it, it's treated a lot. Takes a lot of money, resources to do that. Or to water the lawn and gardens. Instead, we use rain barrels if we need to water. This is possible because our gardens are mulched and planted with native perennial plants that rarely need watering. We make energy conservation a priority. So we've been driving hybrid cars for over 12 years now. And this is a photo of our new car. It's a Ford Escape plug-in hybrid. So here's a funny story. My husband was driving to our daughter's place near Melbourne. He said the car started making a strange noise, and he thought, uh-oh, is there something wrong with it? Well, turns out the gas engine just kicked in. So for the 2 weeks we'd had the car, this is the first time the gas engine kicked in.
Wow.
So now my daughter, she has a Kia Niro plug-in, and she drives back and forth to work every day, Melbourne to Strathroy, without using any gas. She just plugs her car in every night. My sister-in-law has a Prius plug-in. She did the math. The electricity that she uses to fully charge her car at night costs her, wait for it, $1. So, not only are we saving energy with our cars, but we are also saving money. Finally, when we decided to build a house 14 years ago, we wanted to make it as green as possible, and we got it certified as a gold LEED house. By the way, LEED stands for Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design.
So what are some of the energy-saving features of this green home of yours?
This photo shows the house being built. The construction is ICF, or insulated concrete form. So for those of you who don't know, ICF is like giant styrofoam Lego blocks that snap together. Then the hollow center is filled with cement, and this creates a very energy efficient and durable building. It's actually tornado proof. Not that we hopefully need that, but. We also have 18 solar panels on the roof. The attic has R50 insulation. There are solar-powered roof fans for attic ventilation. The furnace is a geothermal heat pump. The appliances and windows are Energy Star, and the lights are LED. And that's a short list. I could go on, I didn't want to bore you. The next photo is the solar tube in our bathroom. There are no windows in our bathroom, but the solar tube makes it so bright. I've had more than one guest come to me and say, I couldn't figure out how to turn the light off. Can you show me how to turn off the light? There was no light to turn off.
Oh, that's pretty amazing. Wow. Do you have any parting advice for us?
Yes. Focus on progress, not perfect. In an ideal world, we would all live sustainably as good stewards of this fragile planet that we call home. But it is not an ideal world, and change doesn't happen overnight. Meanwhile, we need to keep moving steadily forward, even if the steps are small. Better to move forward slowly than to not move at all. I think electric vehicles are a good example here. We keep hearing about all the problems there are with the technology and with the infrastructure. So no, it's not perfect. But things keep getting better. And hopefully, gas-powered vehicles will soon become a thing of the past. Again, I'm going to leave you with a quote from the book, You Can Save the Earth. All of life on Earth is connected by actions across time and place. Our choices here, today, shape the world that our children and grandchildren will inherit. Our descendants rely on us all to preserve our only home and leave it for them in better shape than we found it.
Thank you so much, Maria.